Have you seen the Sydney Sweeney ad, Senator? And if so, what did you think about it?
Yes, I saw the ad, and okay, the young woman does have big, beautiful breasts. But let's not lose sight of what's important. We are the party of ugly, fat people. We can't just allow these Republicans to put a beautiful, white young woman with perfectly round titties in their ads, because people like that shit. We need to keep putting fat, ugly bitches in our ads, you know? Stay woke.
Yo, it's Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, wear tie up tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US obey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face.
So many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, exec or the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza.
With this my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday night. That's right. Back in Orlando after I recorded a video for Geeks and Gamers in Pensacola. Now I'm back in Orlando. So for those that kept saying, oh, we missed the gaming room, Jeremy, what happened to it? And I literally recorded a video at midnight last night from the gaming room right here. See, that's from the gaming room. So there you go. So the gaming room still exists. But anyway, we're here and we have a lot to talk about. My goodness, man, the Candace Owens stuff has blown up. It's blown up. And yes, I threw a few things on the wall. So, you know, at least, I mean, listen, I'm sure that most of you were enjoying looking at me, but I figured you probably would rather look at something else other than me. So we have G.I. Joe, we have MAGA, we have Interstellar poster, we have a Shelby Cobra on the wall. So, yeah, we'll get into all of that. Hello to everybody. I saw Kate dropped up 50 before we even got started. Says, this is my last substantial request for Sabaton for a while. My feline fur baby is going into a 5 to 7K surgery on Tuesday. I'll be broke till spring. So let's bang out one more outro and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I know super early. Well, first of all, I am so sorry to hear that. Prayers up for you and your fur baby. I'm sure the chat will follow suit with that as well. Pets are incredibly important. They are family. And so nothing but prayers for you. And yes, we will finish tonight with Sabaton just for you and your fur baby. Prayers up for sure, though. Marmillan says, great. Now I have to play this on repeat. There you have it. Thank you, Marmillan. Let's see. Packy Proton says, less Jeremy, more dreaming Tabitha. What about me? What about me? Tabitha's awesome, though. We love Tabitha. I warned all of you. A lot of you were like, his hair can't be that crazy. I warned all of you. Okay. Now, we did the stream on Geeks and Gamers, the big stream with the team at Universal, and literally all anyone wanted to do was talk about my hair. And I warned all of you, it's terrible. Like, I told you this, okay? And it is what it is. What was funny is after the stream, my mom called and she goes, your hair looked terrible. Now, my mom never tells me that, okay? She's like, I watched that stream. Your hair looked terrible. It's like, you have to stop. And I was like, stop what? She goes, you have to stop neglecting it. Like, if you're going to let your hair grow out, you have to do something with it. You can't keep using this cheap $2 shampoo. You actually have to put effort into it. I was like, that's gay. I don't really care that much. She goes, well, you need to start. So I was like, all right, Mom, I'm sorry. So yeah, she was not happy. She was not happy at all. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I will say, so not that anybody really cares, except for everybody in the chat yesterday, but today was the first day that I did not use shampoo. I only used conditioner on my hair, and it feels like a whole different thing. So it doesn't look like, my mom called it scarecrow hair is what she said. She says, you look like you had scarecrow hair. I was like, that's fucked up, Mom. Yeah, anyway, that was a fun stream and you guys enjoyed it. And we're going to do more of that. So we're listening to the people. So there we have it. The people always win. But yes, the hair is still there. Okay. Everybody's like, cause I have these headphones. The hair is still there. All right. It ain't going nowhere. So don't worry. I'm not cutting it. Well, I got too many super chats the other day. I think we were like at a plus $200 to keep the hair. So money talks. So, Daniel Moore Businesses missed the last few pods. Bad stuff happening in a country that I do not live in. To be clear, I do not live in the EU, and there's nothing going on in, I don't know where that's at. But I understand completely what you're saying. You just need to get some hair product put in it. I know. And that's everything I'm against. I don't want to do that. That's why I've been shaving my head my entire life. But now that I'm old and I'm going to die soon, I figured let's just grow the hair out and see what happens with it. So with that means that I have to, I guess, put some effort into it. Ladybug says, why is reverse cowgirl illegal in Alabama? Because you can't turn your back on family. You know what? Ladybug, you had to bring Alabama into it already. I just have to go ahead and establish something right now. I have to establish something, and I'm going to play something for all of you because, tomorrow is the SEC championship. Alabama versus Georgia in Atlanta. I am incredibly nervous. And in the spirit of Alabama versus Georgia, I'm going to play one of my favorite clips of all time. So to the uninitiated, this clip will have a guy named Pat McAfee in it. He's on the set of the College Game Day set. It's a very pro-Georgia crowd, and he leans into the Georgia crowd, singing their fight song, bringing the crowd into the palm of his hands, only to smack them down like only Pat McAfee can. Here's Pat McAfee trolling the Georgia fans right here.
It's water coming down the track. It's the meat machine in the red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go dogs, go dogs. Oh. Sit down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Wow. Give me Alabama to break.
Let's fucking go.
Theo, you're up. Theo, you're up. What happened just now? Whoa. What just happened? Unbelievable.
And yes, that's Theo Vaughn. That is Theo up there with him. So yeah, that's what I'll be focusing on tomorrow. But today, we have the Candace Owens stuff to talk about. Man, this thing has gone crazy. So I've covered it the last couple of days, and the Candace Owens story has now hit levels that it's just so insane. And I'm just going to be completely like straight up. Dude, if you believe what Candace is saying, that is your right, okay? The amount of people that do believe what she is saying is alarming. It's unbelievably alarming. And there's a lot of people that believe her. And I am just amazed at that. And it's now hit the point, my prediction, like I said yesterday, I said, we'll see if Candace Owens, actually follows through with Turning Point's request. And guess what? And I had people in chat go, she's already accepted, Jeremy. No, she hasn't. So little backstory here is that Candace Owens has been spending the last 3 months slandering and lying and making up theories about Charlie Kirk's assassination and indirectly insinuating very aggressively that Turning Point USA and his closest friends and family were behind the murder of Charlie Kirk. And she has exploded to the #1 podcast. And every day she just keeps making it worse and keeps making it worse and keeps making it worse. And it's gotten to the point where Turning Point finally responded. I can't remember the guy's name. He's one of the producers for the Charlie Kirk show, but one of the producers responded and basically said that they're going to have an event and they want to invite Candace out there. Candace responds and says, anytime, any place. They name the time and the place, and this Candace backs out of it because, of course, she did. And the thing that I find so, look, man, when you're on the internet, people are going to say shit. People are going to run with narratives and build narratives, and that's just part of it. You're never going to stop that. Candace Owens knew Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens has spent the last 3 months since Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of the world. Candace Owens has spent the last 3 months trying to destroy everything that Charlie Kirk built. That is next level evil, man. I mean, this is beyond evil. A person that you knew and had a relationship with, and he gets assassinated in front of the world on a college campus. And she has spent the last 3 months trying to tear down everything he built. That is a level of evil that I have, you just don't see every day on the internet having this large of a following. And so, Patrick Bet David's crew covered it today. We're going to watch a little bit of this. So here we go.
To is with Turning Point USA apparently eventually responds back to Candace. Rob, if you have that clip up there, there's a video that was going viral. I think, was it yesterday or the day before, with them reacting? How long is that one, Rob?
So I have 2 clips. This is Blake Neff from Turning Point USA. The first one is him listing all of the different people that Candace Owens had.
Candace's attitude is, if I can't control TP USA, no one can. Honestly, dude, I do my theory here, based on nothing other than what I've seen, is she seems like she's jealous that she's not Erica Kirk. That's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like.
is claimed to have been involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The second clip is the invitation for Candace to join them.
Go for it. Let's see this. And by the way, can you pause it, Rob? Who is he first? What senior role does he have? Is he a leader of the company? Is he a spokesperson? I've not seen him before, and I don't want to say he may be very big in the TPUSA community. I don't know.
Producer of the Charlie Kirk Show.
He is the producer of the Charlie Kirk Show. Yes. Okay, so he's involved. Go for it.
A flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees. She has suggested that Michael McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff, knew Charlie would be murdered, was happy that he died, and stayed silent because he was told he would be the next Charlie. She has suggested Michael is not his real name. It is. I have seen his birth certificate myself.
Reacting to Jeremy, reacting to PBD, reacting to a clip. Yes. So if someone wants to react to me, reacting to PBD, reacting to the clip, and then after you react to me, reacting to PBD, reacting to a clip, I'll react to you, reacting to me, reacting to PBD, reacting to the clip. And then you can react to me, reacting to you, reacting to me, reacting to PBD, reacting to the clip, and we'll just continue. Okay? That's how you do it.
She has called it suspicious that Mikey's wife, who works at Turning Point, helped plan the campus tour event where Charlie was murdered, which she didn't, by the way. She doesn't work on campus events. Candace has suggested the Utah Valley University event was unusual, and its details suggested a, quote, inside job. She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erica Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening. She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died. She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died.
Crazy.
She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has spread absurd claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns. She has suggested that TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment.
Bottom line is, and I've said this already, but Erica Kirk has to address this. It has to be Erica. Without Erica Kirk, who I have been very careful about being overly critical of Erica Kirk because I have all of the sympathy in the world for what she's been through. It's awful. I'm not going to pretend to have any understanding as to what it takes to deal with something like what she's dealing with. I have said that it does seem like Erica Kirk likes the cameras, okay? And I just do. She really likes the camera. So if you've set that standard, this is your time to be in front of the biggest audience you're going to get in front of to smack her down.
And Pastor Rob McCoy are part of a military.
So he's going through all the claims that Candace has made about TPUSA. Okay, if the folks have seen it, you've seen it. He keeps going through it. Okay, and Rob, what's this clip?
This is a quick clip. This is 37 seconds. This is Blake inviting Candace to appear with the rest of the Charlie Kirk Show in Arizona in December.
Okay, go for it.
Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court.
Okay, so has she responded to it?
She did. This is Candace Owens. After that was offered, here she is.
No, but I cared about Charlie. Have you no shame? We're going to find out. You can pick the place. You can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. we can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it.
She said it. She said it. She said, we can do this right now. We can do this tomorrow. You can take the money. She doesn't want money. She just wants the conversation to happen. Those are her own words.
So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. And my only ground rule is no assassinations. Okay? No assassinations, no funny business. You can't pretend you're going to do it. And then Candace died in a mysterious accident. Okay? We'll be right back after a quick break.
Okay.
What?
So she responds back to that. The no assassinations comment's kind of weird, but she responds back to it. What else do you have, Rob, here on what's been said?
So then Blake Neff offers the Monday, December 15th at 4 p.m. offer to Candace. This comes at 1:21 in the morning. And then I have another tweet that I'll pull up right here. This is Candace Owens then stating that the invite didn't work.
She's saying the invite didn't work.
December 15th does not work in person, and 2 p.m. Pacific time is also literally the time that I do my podcast live.
So she says, let's do it right now. Let's do it tomorrow. I don't need any money. I don't need recognition, whatever. Now she's saying, oh yeah, that date 10 days from now doesn't work for me because it runs at the same time as my podcast. It's incredible. Listen, man, I don't hate Candace Owens, okay? I hate that so many people actually believe her bullshit. Like it's like people that like truly think wrestling is real back in the day. And it's like, dude, just enjoy the entertainment of it. Like nothing she's saying is real. She is basically a WWF wrestler. That's what she is. And if you view it like that, then it's entertaining. The level that bothers me is that having a personal relationship with Charlie Kirk, and after what happened to him, she's willing to go this far, is evil. It really is. Sorry, guys. Did I say wrestling's not real? I should have put out a warning. I know. Listen. I only found out a couple of years ago, and it hurt. It hurt when I found out.
Every day. We will happily cancel the daily podcast and we'll join you guys virtually instead of the live stream on the 15th. If that works on your end, let's lock it in. And then I have one final tweet. This is Blake saying that the invite is no longer on the table after Candace turned down the in-person interview.
Okay, so I'm not understanding. So she says anytime, any place.
Yeah.
Then they say
Wednesday,
and then she says yes.
She says, well, I can't do that. I'm shooting, but I could join you virtually. I can't be there in person. And then they respond with this saying, okay, well, we're no longer going to consider having you on the podcast.
What a disaster. Now, one thing I would say is that I think that Turning Point should absolutely throw the ball back in her court and just to be like, what works for you? What works for you? If this doesn't work for you, what does work for you? We'll work around your schedule, Candace. Make her look as bad as possible, because I don't think there's any chance that she's going to actually take them up on this offer. So make her look terrible by just being like, hey, what can we do to work with you? What can we do? April Michael says they picked her husband's birthday. Are you fucking kidding me? Candace Owens has accused Charlie Kirk's closest friends and family of assassinating him. And we're supposed to go, they picked her husband's birthday. Who fucking cares? Like, she's the one making these insane accusations. She's the one that has spent 3 months slandering this company that I don't even like. I mean, I'm not even a Turning Point guy. I don't care about Turning Point. I don't really care. Like, I'm not a Turning Point guy, but I can call balls and strikes. And this is absolutely insane what she's doing.
and you can't appear in person.
And then what did she say next? Anything else outside of that?
I have not seen anything else. I believe there was a response she did last night. I'll look and see if I can find it.
Okay. All right. So, Adam, your thoughts?
Well, a lot to unpack here. So
Now, I would understand if Candace said, like, I can't do December 6th because that's the SEC championship. At that point, I'm Team Candace. If Candace is like, that's when Alabama and Georgia play, I'll be like, dude, Turning Point, you screwed up here. Don't pick the SEC championship. But outside of that, come on.
let me just understand this. She spends the last 3 months questioning everything. Her entire brand for the last 3 months has been like, what the hell's going on with Charlie? What's going on here? I have questions. I have serious questions. And when I say I have questions, you know the type of questions that I have. I mean, you know. So anytime, anywhere, any place, I'm there for it. Okay, yeah, Candace, here's the date, the time. Come on, I'm busy. You're busy.
Even in here somewhere, they played this clip of even Fuentes called her out. Is that it? No, that was the second one. Like, this one was really funny, listening to Fuentes call her out.
That thing goes through Deers. It goes through
more.
Do a live stream.
This has for Candace, if you don't mind.
Says they're going to do a live stream. They're going to answer all the questions about Charlie Kirk. They invite her to show up. She says, challenge accepted. Name the time, name the place. We don't need to plan it out. Let's just do it. They say, okay, December 15th. She goes, oh, but that's a bad day for me. I can't do it then. Can I Skype in? Can I Zoom? Bitch. We can't. What are we doing here? And I said it on Telegram. You actually just have to admire the audacity.
Total audacity.
This woman has gone in every single day for 3 months, and she has dragged everybody and like every country. The wife, the friends, the company, the government, the FBI, Israel, France, Egypt. She's dragged.
Yes. So I watched the Fuentes Crowder episode. I've said this many times. I find Nick Fuentes almost unwatchable on his own show, but he's very entertaining when he's on someone else's show, if that makes sense. I find him incredibly unlikable on his own show. But when he's on with like PBD or, with Crowder, he's actually really on point to listen to when he's in someone else's environment.
Everybody through this, whatever you want to call it, this investigation, it's served up to her on a silver platter. All right, uncle, we give up. We're losing to disinformation and mass hysteria. The open society is failing. Mass psychosis has taken hold over the nation. Fine. We'll do a live stream. We'll justify why we didn't kill our boss. And you can ask us anything you want. Just show up. And she goes, I can't that day. Honestly, what else do you have going on? This is your job. You're a YouTuber. She acts like she's a wagey, like, oh, I got to check with my boss. This is your job. This has been your obsession and crusade for 3 months. Literally, what could you have going on?
Because it sounds like Candace, respect to you. You want people knowing your name, saying your name. Bravo, you did it. I don't know if this is what you want them saying, but there's a famous phrase, don't care what you say about me, just spell my name right. Everyone's spelling your name right now. Not sure if you want this smoke, but she signed up for it.
So this is her responding. So it has been decided by the public that the best response for this is for my team to live stream your live stream and provide commentary. Since you already picked our regular podcasting time, we look forward to providing live responses to your once and for all answers. So she's going to live stream to their live stream.
Who gives a shit about another live?
So I'm going to live stream her live stream to their live stream. So she's going to be live reacting to their live stream. So I'm going to live stream and react to her reacting to them. That's what we're going to do here. And it's going to be awesome.
Live stream to their live stream. Go show up and answer the questions
Vinny,
or ask them the
Tom,
tough questions.
What do you think about this?
Well, here's what I think. Tim Pool. I'm on Tim Pool's page, maybe with not that kind of fire and intensity and language.
When he called her a scumbag?
No. But what Tim Pool has said, in the middle of all this, we're not coming together. We're getting distracted.
True.
And we have got a lot of things to do. And you look at the polling data, there was a special election that the Republicans barely won the other day, which I think should be a big blinking light on the dash of what we need to do.
So I actually addressed this because, I think it was Quartering. I responded to a Quartering tweet, I think, because Tim Pool has been fighting with Candace. And so Quartering, let me see if I can find it. I responded to Quartering the other day, right here. Tim is right. When we lose the midterms, it will be no small part, not entirely due to Candace Owens. She is entitled to cover the content she wants, but she's become no different than CNN to me, an outright powerful enemy of the right, hell-bent on destroying it. Now, the other day, somebody in the chat actually is where I started to think like this because, I was talking, I can't remember what led to it, but someone in the chat mentioned it. And I'm like, you know what? I agree with that. So my response is right here. Candace is a compulsive liar, but she doesn't have the impact you think she does. Trump controls whether we win the midterms or not. It's not some random podcaster. If he crushes the economy and deportations, we win. Simple. And I stand by that statement right there. Trump controls whether we win, not Candace Owens. Now, does she have impact? Yes. Is she getting people talking? Is she causing chaos? Yes. But if Donald Trump crushes it with the economy and deportations, nothing she can do will touch what happens. It's on Trump to get things done. That's the bottom line. Right there. So, but yeah, I mean, Tim and her, so she responded, to Tim Pool. But before we get to that, here's her response to this whole thing. She basically says that her husband wouldn't let her travel to Phoenix for the show with TPUSA. This is now where she's at now. So now the husband has decided to get in. He didn't care that you've been basically a scorned lover for the past 3 months is what it seemed like. He didn't care, but now he's stepping in, according to Candace Owens.
The assumption is that you are live streaming because you want the internet to be able to attend, right? That's the whole purpose and function of live streaming an event, is that it invites everybody to be able to attend. So when you extend an invitation of live streaming and you don't explicitly say it must be in person, why would I assume that you're going to rescind the offer if I say that I can appear via live stream? Okay. They never said that when they made the offer and they were pretending that they were being sincere. They never made in person a point of their demands. They never also said that I had to respond within 24 hours. That's a hostage situation. Okay. There's no way that I could have accommodated all of that.
What?
In a million years, 24 hours.
You're literally a she's probably worth like $100 million, if not more, especially with her husband. Her husband's worth a ton too, probably worth several $100 million. And she says it's impossible to respond within 24 hours for something you have been begging for. You gotta be kidding me, dude. You've gotta be kidding me.
Accommodated all of that. In a million years, 24 hours to respond. How about, let me see if I can make that work. Even if I could have made it work, which I couldn't have, because my husband instantly said, no, you cannot do this Monday. And he runs the household and he has an important thing going on that day, which involves people that are coming in from overseas. But even if I could have made that work, I would not have within 24 hours have confirmed to them if they had even sent me an email, because I have kids. I would have had organize things, and it would have just taken longer than 24 hours, and they knew that. It is not my inclination to go to Phoenix without having my team with me. And my husband is very much a part of my team. But I will say that I will raise it further with the Supreme Court of George Farber. If you are insinuating, and actually if you can confirm that you are saying that you will allow me, as you said further in this, to bring whatever it is because it would be more authentic if it was face to face. If you're saying that I don't have to deal with you, and this is actually going to be very open, and I can ask every question under the sun, I might beg. I might beg. The assumption.
This is amazing. It just really is amazing to witness. And I mean, right now, she is completely known for Charlie Kirk. That's everything. If she's talking Charlie Kirk, she is skyrocketing. Everybody wants to hear what she has to say. I have never been like, I never hated Candace Owens. I've never been like, I mean, I've been fine with Candace Owens over the years. I never thought anything of her negatively. I thought she was a powerful voice in the conservative movement. I know people have brought up her doxing website and everything like that, but it's clear now that she, to me anyway, in my humble opinion, it's clear that this is not about Charlie. This is not about Turning Point. This is not about a cover-up. This is about Erica Kirk. That's what this is about. This is about Erica Kirk. That's what I think. And I still stand on, you guys want me to set this up? Mud wrestling match between Erica and Candace. I think we all win. I'm just saying. It'd make a lot of money. That's a cultural moment, okay? That's a cultural moment right there that could really get everybody on board with the conservative movement, okay? I'm just saying. But I don't think that's going to happen. Good Lord, man. Bebop for 20 says, Ladybug, honey, you are my candy girl, and you've got me wanting you, honey. Sugar, you are my candy girl, and you've got me wanting you. Bebop, shooters shoot their shot, brother. I respect you. I respect you for trying. I absolutely do. Z-Herb says Candace is the MAGA DEI hire. Honestly, the people who believe her are as obnoxious as the LGBT crowd. She's dumb, not stupid. There's a difference, and dumb people can still be cunning, and she's just facing other dumb people, to be honest. When I made that comment that I showed you on the court, and thank you, Z-Herb, I appreciate it, man. When I made that comment, people are like, name something she's lied about. Like, name something she's told the truth about. Since you clearly believe everything that she is saying. Marmellin says, Candace started social autopsy. It's basically a dox everyone online for employers to see who they are hiring. She is and always has been a hardcore leftist. She just found a better income to pander to. Yeah, I mean, again, she's managed to work her way into all of this. Talked about it on the stream before. PragerU, Turning Point USA, Daily Wire, all of it. Whiskey Niner says if Candace truly cared for Charlie and what he stood for, she wouldn't have spewed all this nonsense. And again, that's why I don't think this is about Charlie as much as it's about Erica, in my opinion. That's what I think. Whiskey Niner says, my late uncle always said to never trust something that is loud and can make its own grease. Candace is an example, a great example. CG says, Candace, let's effing go. Name the time and place. TPUSA, December 15th at 4 p.m. Candace, washing my hair, huh? So you'll debate any time and refuse when a date is named. She was never going to go. She was never going to go. Listen, to be fair, I don't, in isolation, I wouldn't go. Based on everything she's done, but she asked for it. She's the one that asked for it. She put herself in this position. GJJ for 20 says, Candace Owens is a grifter. She's a next level grifter. Honestly, she puts me to shame. She puts me to shame. She is a far better grifter than me. Far better. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Bubba Dank for 20 says if Georgia wins Saturday, you have to wear ponytails on stream for 30 seconds. What? I didn't agree to that. I did not agree to that. And Nick Saban is not the coach anymore. I like Kalen DeBoer. I'm not as confident in Alabama as I was with Nick Saban as coach. I do not agree to these terms in any way, shape, or form. The fuck out of here, pigtails. Now I am going to shave my head. That's where we draw the line. I'm more pissed that Georgia is ranked ahead of us or that I'm rooting for Alabama to beat them again. Low tide. Woo. It's going to be an interesting Saturday for sure. JJ for 10 says, have people seen how expensive hair products are? Buying them ruins the purpose of having long hair, which is grifting, which is gifting. No, I haven't. I don't really know what the prices of this shit is, but I guess I'm gonna have to find out pretty soon. Now there is a clip of Candace responding to Tim Pool, and I have not seen this one at all. So right here was Tim's rant on her, and this is her responding to Tim's rant.
28, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms. We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's why I say, was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job to get people into office. This is what I mean when I suggest that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real.
So I need to understand that. So she keeps saying that nothing in Charlie Kirk's life was real, meaning his family, meaning his employees, meaning the people that he mentored, his closest friends and his family were not real. Do you understand how damaging of a statement that is to someone that you claim was a genius? She said it, that Charlie Kirk was a genius. He was very smart. We know Charlie Kirk was incredibly smart. Charlie Kirk was incredibly smart, and he built an incredible organization that literally had an impact on the presidential election of 2024, Turning Point USA. I've been to a couple of Turning Point USA events. They're absolutely fantastic, well put together. So Charlie Kirk, at a very, like, what was he, his late 20s, that he started really having an impact in building up Turning Point, maybe in his mid 20s, maybe his early 20s. I can't remember. I mean, he was very, very young into his 20s when he created Turning Point. He got all these investors to back his vision with nothing really other than his idea and the way he could articulate it. So you're telling me, Candace Owens, that guy essentially surrounded himself with people that were evil and that all plotted against him. So he didn't have the ability. He didn't have the ability to see through all of these people. He built his entire life around people that were plotting against him to kill him. That makes no sense. You are trying to tarnish his entire legacy off of nothing. That is wild.
So he really thinks he's doing something there. And actually what he's doing is proving my point. These people just saw Charlie as a means to an end, okay? As a political horse that they could ride. And so for whatever reason, they got tired riding him. And now they're angry because they also were going to whip the horse, the ghost of Charlie Kirk, and say, we still need you to shore up votes. And it is inconvenient that people who actually cared about Charlie and saw him as a, I don't know, human being, want to know why he was publicly executed in front of us and why we're being lied to about everything. That is why Tim Pool is upset, because midterms, it's going to be my fault, not the fault of the feds for feeding us BS. It's not going to be the fault of Turning Point USA for lying and thinking that they're brighter than us and seemingly not caring about the investigation. It's not going to be the fault of, I don't know, maybe actual politicians like Donald Trump, who's the president of the United States, and look us in the face and said, are we still talking about the Epstein files? No, that's not his fault. The fault is Candace Owens for wanting to figure out who murdered her friend. Don't you guys get it? Like, we're just an algorithm. Why do you care so much about humans? Like, why are you a human? Like, if somebody in your family dies, you need to focus on midterms. Okay? That is the point of a Tim Pool show. It doesn't matter what you are going through at home. I want you guys to hear this, okay? I don't care if you have family members that are dying, family members who have died, if you have children that you care about and you maybe don't want to live in a world that's run by pedophiles. You need to put that all aside and vote for whoever the hell Tim Pool tells you to vote for. I just want to platform that idea. I think obviously there's something wrong with me, and Tim Pool's got it figured out. His soul seems.
That's literally what Charlie Kirk's message was, Candace. That is Charlie Kirk's message. What Tim Pool is saying was Charlie Kirk's message.
It's like it's really intact and it's not for sale at all. Anyways, we'll take a quick break.
20.
There you go. So, either way, man, I do find there is a level of entertainment to this because I do view politics as the new WWF, WWE, whatever you want to call it. But there is something so slimy about her having this relationship with Charlie Kirk, knowing him helping her, and for her to now try to tarnish everything that he created, tarnish everything. It's crazy, man. It really is. So yeah, WWE sucks, and so does this. I mean, I think this is better than WWE, current WWE, because current WWE is terrible. It's some of the most unwatchable stuff ever. So, let me see. Z-Herb says, when Jeremy is defending Tim Pool, maybe the other person has gone too far. It's not the first time I've defended Tim. I've given Tim his respect over the years. 3 for 20 says Candace, not a fan, is the disco ball chaos agent, always has been, on behalf of whom or why is up for debate. The people hang on her every word is immature drama. We need to roll up our domestic sleeves and get to work. I agree. And thank you, 3. Good to see you. That's the problem, though, is there's a lot of people that believe every word she's saying. And if it doesn't just get addressed, then it's just, this is how it's gotten to the place where it's at, unfortunately. And I give Tim major credit for being probably the biggest voice that's really gone after her in the most aggressive way. And so, yeah, we're going to see how this all plays out. I am fascinated by it, watching it play out. And her spinning herself up is going to be fun over the next few days. So we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But we got more stuff to get to. So John for 20 says, I know I'm going to get hate, but she has left 3 other organizations with the same allegations. After a while, there is only one constant in this equation, her. The common denominator. She's the common denominator. I didn't learn a lot in school, but I learned about common denominators, and she is absolutely the common denominator. Thank you. You're not going to get, you'll get a little bit. I mean, I see a few Candace people in the chat, and they're like, Jeremy's just what? I already said I don't hate Candace. I find some of what she's doing entertaining. So I don't know where people are saying, but again, that's where you everybody has to understand that like we have moved past this time where everybody has their pockets of the internet and the things that they believe or whatever. There's nothing on the internet that doesn't have a fan base and it doesn't have haters. That's just where we are now. So, Jeremy Bald, I wish, then I want to have people talking about wearing pigtails if Alabama loses. You know, that's disgusting and a little disturbing. We have to talk about something that happened that I think is going to be, I think is going to have a lot to do with President Trump. And that thing is Netflix. Netflix announces an acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. Together, we'll define the next century of storytelling, creating an extraordinary entertainment offering for audiences everywhere. So I made a video on Geeks and Gamers talking about this, and that was before we moved to this stage of it. Now, I don't think my gut feeling is that this does not happen. Netflix will essentially have a monopoly at that point. They're going to be way too powerful. It's going to crush so many aspects of the entertainment industry, and not in a positive way. And so the word is now President Trump has been involved in this along the way because he has been reportedly in favor of the Ellisons getting this acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery, and they run Paramount. And it's been very clear that Trump wanted Paramount to get this deal. Literally everyone not part of Netflix is against this deal. Everybody. This is like universally, no one wants this to happen. This is a bad situation. This gives them the rights to Batman, Superman, the DC characters, Harry Potter, so many other things that they will have access to. It's a disaster. And so a lot of people, including on this tweet right here, Matt Gaetz says it, Trump must stop this. The DOJ and Pam Bondi will surely see this as an antitrust violation and deeply harmful for the marketplace. Most massive content distributor lashing to a massive content producer catalog will create homogenized woke nightmare for the media landscape. And the word is that Trump is going to get involved in this. Hollywood braces for war as insiders say Trump could stop Netflix deal. So Trump is possibly going to step in and do something about this. Not only that, but the single most powerful man in Hollywood is also against this. And that would be the great Christopher Nolan. And he, for those that are not aware, Christopher Nolan is the president of the Directors Guild of America. And they are holding a meeting about this as well to try to put a stop to this. And for more clarification on that, just to put the correct context here, Nolan hates streaming. He despises it. I've even got a clip right here where you hear him literally say this.
Films were reformatted, the film special, we formatted for the IMAX format, and no evil streaming service can come and steal it from you.
So right here, he's talking about the physical copy of Oppenheimer, and he says, so you have a version to buy and own and put it on a shelf so no evil streaming service can come steal it from you. So he essentially labels these streaming services as evil, and he is a big advocate of the theater experience, and he's an advocate of the physical experience as well in terms of owning physical media and calling the streaming services evil. So that's the guy that is in charge of the Directors Guild of America, and he's not happy about this. So we have President Trump, and you've got King Nolan, and literally everybody else that's not part of Netflix. Now, the catch here is that Netflix has put up $5 billion as a guarantee that they think this is going to go through. So because of this reaching the level that it's at, that's because Netflix has put up $5 billion as a sign of good faith. So if this deal doesn't actually go through, Netflix will have to pay $5 billion. So Darth Broly says, why is Trump getting involved? Maybe he should worry about the rest of the country. Retarded statement from a retard. If you don't understand how important culture is, then that's on you. Maybe you should have been watching Geeks and Gamers all of this time, because the element of culture is just as important as every other aspect of this country. And that is a fact. And if you don't understand that, you should probably do a little bit of research, because this is happening at a wide level. In fact, just to prove to you how important this is, because Trump needs to focus on it, because do you know who is focusing on it? The Obamas are focusing in on it. The Obamas are behind this because they understand the power of culture. Barack Hussein Obama and Big Dick Mike are behind this. They are heavily involved in Netflix. I'm trying to find it right now. And so let me see if I can find it. And yes, Big Dick Mike. That is its name, his name, however you want to word that. Big D Mike. That's a good one right there. Big D Mike. Where is it at? I saw Pasobic was good Lord. This is what you're going to get with Harry Potter. Okay. So you can just stay tuned for that. But Pasobic tweeted something out. He broke it down with all of the involvement of the Obamas, and I can't find it right now. But yeah, so the Obamas are 100% behind all of this. Democrats, leftists, they sit on the board of Netflix. It's a huge problem, and people need to realize what's going on. This is the reality of the situation. Let me see. I'm looking now to see if I can find it. It's probably here. Let me see. Okay. Netflix's $82.7 billion Warner Brothers buyout ushers a new era of woke indoctrination. Yep. Let's see. I gotta find it. Something about the Obamas in one of these. Right here. The relationship between Netflix and former President Barack Hussein Obama shows us what's really going on. Right here. The former president and his... Try this again. Sorry. The former president and his... Big Mike signed a major production deal with Netflix shortly after leaving office. Did you know that? So yeah, Trump absolutely needs to be focused in on this. This is a big deal. This is meant to control the culture. Trump has essentially won the culture back, and the Obamas are dead set on retaking that. And so this is a big deal, and I hope enough people are aware of that. So hopefully Trump does get involved with this. And I just leave the politics out of it. It's an objectively terrible deal for everyone but Netflix. It's bad for the industry. It's bad for the customers. It's bad for everyone. This does not, it's bad for theater employees. There is no one that this deal is good for except for Netflix. And that's why universally everyone is against this right now. So time will tell. But I did want to update everybody on that because it is a big deal, and we certainly need to be paying attention to that. Now, this is another story that I think could be big, could be huge. Let me find it. I know I bookmarked it. Okay. Some of you will care, some of you won't care, but I care. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Rogan has officially invited Vincent Kennedy McMahon to the Joe Rogan Experience. It's happening.
It's McMahon who started this gangster shit and spread it around.
I would definitely have him.
It was a little
he would be great.
Yes.
Whatever magic you have out there, and you have a lot of gravity.
Do you think he'd be interested in doing it?
Are you kidding me? I think he would love it.
Really?
Yeah. I think he would love it.
Okay.
I don't know when the right time is, but man, don't miss out on that opportunity. At least send it out to the universe.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely. Vince, if you're listening.
Vince, if you're listening,
let's go.
I think this would be I think this experience would be a great one for you.
Is he?
It's McMahon.
Let's go. Vince McMahon on the Joe Rogan Experience would be incredible. And the fact that John Cena is signing off on that is crazy. Rumors are that Trump and Vince might be at John Cena's final match. But dude, I would watch every second of that one right there. That's Kill Tony. That's Kill Tony. Kill Tony is a huge wrestling fan. Every time Rogan has a wrestler on, he usually has Kill Tony on there. So he's a big fan. So, okay. Now the next thing, I don't know if you guys were aware of this, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't know who Sabrina Carpenter was, but she got really upset over the White House using her music for an ICE campaign. So she ratioed the living hell out of the Trump White House on Twitter right here. This has 1.7 million likes in a reply. This video is evil and disgusting. Do not ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda. So the White House deleted the post. A lot of people ran as, with like, oh, dub, she forced them to delete. She forced them to delete it because they were scared of her. That was the narrative. Okay. I kind of questioned it too. I'm like, why did they delete that? Well, the troll in chief responded again, because right after they deleted this post, they posted another one. The White House punches back at singer Sabrina Carpenter with another deportation edit. Earlier this week, Carpenter fumed that the White House used one of her songs in a deportation video. This video is evil and disgusting. She said earlier this week about the initial video, don't ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda. Trump White House responds with this.
I think I might need to arrest someone for being too illegal.
Oh, well, I turned myself in.
You're under arrest.
You get the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash. In the car came with a blood in it. The mama of that.
So they did what they do, the Trump White House, crushing it as always. And they walked right into it because all of them were celebrating. They're like, oh, Trump was scared of her. Trump was scared. And like, nope. The troll in chief was just baiting all of you. That's all he was doing. I responded to the post from the White House right here. Right here, PSA, if you're a criminal, illegal, you will be arrested and deported. And I responded, Troll King right there. The Troll King. Man just knows how to ruffle some feathers, doesn't he? So you know she was mad. You know she was mad when they posted that. Fantastic work from President Trump. Absolutely fantastic. Love to see it. President Trump did make a mistake today, and I had to denounce my MAGA support. So this will be the last time that I support Trump. He went too far today. Trump just lost the midterms. I'm out. I had to denounce President Trump. I couldn't take it. This right here, I just couldn't. This is the worst thing he's ever done. You know, I could deal with the racism. I could deal with the sexism. I could deal with the homophobic slurs from President Trump. I could deal with, you know, bombing drug dealers. But I couldn't deal with this right here.
When you look at what has happened to football in the United States, again, soccer in the United States, we seem to never call it that because we have a little bit of a conflict with another thing that's called football. But when you think about it, shouldn't it really be called? I mean, this is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense when you think about it. It's really football. But
I think some people thought I was serious when I put this tweet out. I'm like, guys, I'm not serious. I'm just fucking around. Like, I understand soccer is the most popular sport in the entire world. Nothing is close. Soccer is by far the number one sport in the entire world. And so people thought I was being very serious. And I'm like, I'm not being serious, guys. I'm just having some fun. It's all good. Right here, though, back to this, because I just saw this tweet right here. So this is from Laura Loomer. How Netflix is looking to acquire Warner Brothers so they can transform CNN into Obama News Network. As I previously highlighted, Netflix is a finalist to acquire Warner Brothers, meaning Netflix could soon become the new owner of CNN. If this happens, CNN would likely be immediately transformed into ONN, Obama News Now. Netflix's business and content leadership has shown clear allegiance to Barack Hussein Obama. And so that's the point of why people need to pay attention to this shit. This is why you hope Trump does get involved. Because if he doesn't get involved, then it's a problem. CNN is not part of the deal. I heard that there was some speculation of CNN because the deal, what's interesting is the Paramount deal was for everything Warner Brothers. The Netflix deal was very specific on certain aspects of Warner Brothers, which I thought was very interesting. Let's see. We got John freaking Murdoch for 50. Hey, Jeremy, if you, let's see, hang on. If you wear pigtails if Alabama loses, I'll donate more than I did the last time via Streamlabs. Hail iBots, hail iDots, hail the 199, chat lives matter, mod lives matter. Happy Jessica. Wait, what about Lady Erin D? John dropped a massive dono on Streamlabs last time. Like, it is, I don't know if he wants me to say how much it is, but it's enough for me to wear pigtails on a fucking stream. It absolutely is. God. Oh, no. Damn you. Now I'm rooting for Georgia. Fucking shit. Let's see how the game goes tomorrow. First and foremost, I'm pulling for Bama, okay? You're not going to change my allegiance there. If Bama loses, I have a love-hate relationship with John freaking Murdoch right now. Have some self-respect, Jeremy. Have you seen my show? Have you seen my show? Hayden Wayne for 50 says, I hope the Troll Chief gives some credit to the intern running the White House account and making the memes. I think we can spare some Secret Service to protect them and their family, but I want to know who the mad lad is. It's so great to see. 1000%. Yeah, because ultimately, like, we're memeing on that. It's not like we know Trump isn't running we're not retarded leftists, because Retarded leftists think Trump is running the White House account. They actually think like Trump is tweeting the White House account right now. Trump probably has no idea who Sabrina Carpenter is. I didn't until this. I mean, I think I might have heard of her name or something but I didn't know who she was. So yeah, man. So I agree with everything Hayden says. It's barren. Oh, speaking of that, I got to show this to you guys. This pissed me off, man. This right here, speaking of Barron Trump, I don't know how many of you heard about this. I think this is unbelievably disgusting. Let me see if I can find this. I know that I bookmarked it. And he's been tweeting a lot. Let's see. Let me find it. Hang on. Okay, so this is crazy. Okay, I saw this yesterday. To me, this is so far over the line. I couldn't believe it. This pastor talks about a private conversation that he had with Barron Trump over his faith. What pastor does this? What pastor goes on a podcast and does this? This is insane.
I was talking on the phone with Barron Trump at 12:30 at night one night, and I thought I was hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink when it came to all the evidence for God and Christianity. I was getting like so pumped. I was like, all right, I'm on. I had my Celsius. I didn't have any caffeine that night, but I thought I was really on. I was pumped. And then at the very end, I came up pretty much totally, open-handed with nothing. But I brought up dreams and revelations. And I said, hey, look, Barron, I usually don't go by this typically as evidence, but I'll just lastly, this. I have a friend over in Africa who witnesses thousands of Muslims coming to Christ through dreams and revelations. How do you explain that? He's like, oh, that's a very, very interesting point. And you have eyewitness testimony, the way his mind works, it's like, and that was the only thing that stuck with him. And he's very close to putting his faith in Christ, very close. And so
why is that anybody's business, dude? Like, that is insane. I can't believe this dude gave this information out.
That goes through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly. That would be huge. And so,
It would be
dreams
huge.
and revelations.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
That would be huge.
So sorry, dude. Imagine he's watching this podcast. He was like, I quit. If I have to be as corny as you guys, I'm not doing it.
I'm done. No way.
Darn it. I'm so sorry.
So, anyway, I think it shows the power of dreams and revelations.
Yeah.
That ambiguity, not certain. Other times when it does feel certain, God could still close that door. And then to people who are not believers, see them and say, wow, okay, there could be something to that.
Yeah, so this guy just talks about like private conversation and how Barron Trump is very close to, putting his faith in Christ. And it's like, dude, that is not something you should be like. First of all, it's been clearly established that Barron Trump is a very private individual, and he should be at this point in his life. We don't hear from him. We don't hear direct opinions from him. He's in college. He's one of the most famous people on the planet. And for this guy, now, again, the only thing I'll say is unless he got Barron's blessing to give this story, which that doesn't seem like something he would have. So without that clarification, this is not something that you should be putting out there on a podcast to get retweets and all of that. And on one hand, like I was definitely raised to, I've always been private about my religion or my view on things about Christianity and things like that. Like I have my beliefs, but like I was raised, it's interesting because I was raised to not talk politics or religion, especially at the dinner table, because it always turns into a fight. And now look at me. All I do is talk about politics, but that's the left's fault for weaponizing politics. So I was never a person that wanted to talk about my politics or talk about religion. But I think it transcends just my personal upbringing and personal opinion on that. You should not be revealing this as a pastor having a private conversation with Barron Trump. We just shouldn't. It's crazy, dude. So, God declares Jeremy needs a haircut. I don't think he has. We'll see, though. But not at this point in time. Disgusting, though. Disgusting. Okay, let's catch up on some super chats. Incoherent name for 50 says, former Venezuelan director of military intelligence, Hugo Carvajal, just wrote a public confession letter admitting that he had direct oversight of the creation of Smartmatic voting machines and that they can alter votes. Big, if true, worth a read. Really? Okay. I will check that out. I feel that we're going to get the truth about 2020. I don't know when, but I absolutely believe that we will get the full truth of that. Not that we need it, because we all already know what happened in 2020. Anybody with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense knows that. We know exactly what happened in 2020. But thank you for the 50. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. John says, I think then the White House should use Illegal Alien song from Genesis. Yeah, it's real. You never know. Madney says, if Trump tries to stop the merger, watch AOC, Bernie, and every other socialist immediately advocate for this monopoly. They have no principles. They only want power. Well, I saw that Pocahontas was already blaming Trump for this. Elizabeth Warren was already blaming this on Trump. Because of course she is. Right here. Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers. This deal looks like an anti-monopoly nightmare. A Netflix or Warner Brothers would create a massive media giant, blah, 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 blah. Under Donald Trump, of course, TDS always. It's always Trump's fault. Trump is literally favoring the Paramount because of his relationship with the Ellisons. And like, unbelievable. The Obamas are involved in Netflix, but yet it's Trump's fault. It's unbelievable, dude. Good Lord. TDS, man. TDS. Packy Proton says, so if everyone hates Netflix getting WB, how would Paramount and Comcast not be antitrust as well? Worst scenario happened for now. Well, I mean, you just look at market share. Netflix is probably 4 times bigger than Paramount. I mean, Netflix has like, I don't know, 200,000-300,000 subscribers, something like that. Emo Taku says, can you dance like the guys from NSYNC? I can't dance, period. I can't dance. I'm the worst dancer ever. And I don't drink, so there's no like me getting drunk and then dancing. I just don't dance because I'm not good. It's bad. Jake Stanley says, awesome thumbnail. Thank you. Blue Eyed Scorpio says, keep your hair. Only a fig would cut it because people are talking shit. Well, that's the point. Like, I enjoy the people. Like somebody said earlier, like Jeremy seemed really upset that people roasting his hair. I'm like, when did I seem upset? Like the internet, of course they're going to roast my hair. It's the reason we're growing the hair out. It went from Jeremy's bald, so he wears a hat out of insecurity, to Jeremy's hair is so fucking terrible, he should be bald. Phil says, Timcast is chaos tonight. Thank you for streaming. They are acting more gay than you right now. What happened? Is there any clips? Who's on Timcast tonight? What happened? Let's see here. Oh, there you have it. I see it right there. Timcast News has got Milo's on. Oh no, Milo's on.
Correct. No. Is she carpet bombing the world with lies? Absolutely not.
When she said this feels like an inside job,
It does.
Wait, so he's on Candace's side? Oh no.
What does?
It does.
What does?
The conspiracy of silence. But no. That's my trick on this show. Okay, that's my thing.
What's
And
conspiracy?
someone
of
else is
silence?
like getting to a good point. That's my thing.
Again, like
Oh, that's what's her name? She follows me on Twitter. I can't remember her name. The German girl. Yeah.
let me point this out.
The astronomically inadequate explanations.
Yeah,
given,
Naomi.
in my view, for the actions before, at, and after Charlie's death, and the behavior afterwards from both the federal government and Turning Point executives.
You think
to say
they're not
nothing
saying-
of his deeply, deeply sinister wife. What?
Wait, was that about Erica? You saw about Erica Kirk?
From both the federal government and Turning Point executives.
You think
to say
they're not
nothing
saying-
of his deeply, deeply sinister wife.
Holy shit.
What?
Erica?
No, he's.
How is she
What?
sinister? No, Milo, please educate
Genuine
me.
question. Do you know?
No, hold on. No, hold on. Please.
Is this the gay guy that Trump got out of prison or whatever? What's his name? Is this just like a bunch of gays on tonight? What's his name? George Santos. That's right.
Explain to me, how is Erica Kirk
Okay.
sinister?
Have you seen?
Yeah, this is bad. You got a couple of gays on here now, and Milo's one of them. That's a shit show.
Have you seen the difference in the size of her hands with Charlie's in their wedding pictures, and then compared it to him in his casket?
Are you saying she's a man?
No, I'm saying that wasn't Charlie in there.
What are you talking? Come on.
I'm saying there's
Oh.
something. There's something up. There's something
Oh,
up.
so you're saying he's hidden?
I'm not saying he's hidden. I'm not saying
Oh,
he's
but
still
it's-
alive somewhere. I don't know. But his body hasn't been buried. Did they lose it? It happens.
Do you
It happens.
Do you think there's
It
a
happens.
possibility that Charlie is alive?
I think it's vanishingly slight. I think it's probably the most.
So you even give it a slight?
Of course, it's possible. And the behavior of some of the Turning Point people makes me wonder. I tweeted today for the first time ever. I didn't name him, but just thinking aloud. Do you think he's still alive?
But you think there's a possibility they faked his death?
Yes.
But then why wouldn't Candace say something more to that degree?
It's probably the most difficult thing to prove.
And so why won't Candace call out Erica?
She has.
Oh my goodness. I am astonished at that. What? That is insane. Okay, hang on. So splintering them. I want to hear more about. Let's see. Okay. Candace says, he says Candace Owens, he actually has more sympathy for her in the current controversy, arguing she's sincerely searching for the truth. See, this is the thing, dude. I don't know much about him. I did not know anything about this dude. When I found out who he was, I found out he was a gay dude who I think he supported Trump in 2016. And then he, correct me if I'm wrong, he was this, I think it was he quote unquote straight when he supported Trump in 2016. And then he felt slighted by Trump after Trump got elected. And then he was gay. And then now he's not gay or something like that. Like, it's so confusing with this dude. He beat the gayness. Are you saying, hang on. Is this him right here? Is this him?
Well, what did you come down here for? Tell me. To get delivered more. Get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now, listen, y'all praise God with him. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute. Now, either you're going to believe this stuff or you ought to stop preaching it. If you can't praise God with him, you're an unbeliever. Now, somebody believe God with him. Hey! We don't just preach condemnation. We preach reconciliation.
Oh man. What? Oh, hang on. Right here. Okay, so hang on. Turn this shit off in my headphones. I can't hear anything right now. Oh shit! The Barry Gibb talk show. I would love to play. Have you guys ever seen that shit? The Barry Gibb talk show is one of the greatest things ever fucking created. But I can't play it because it's Saturday Night Live. Holy fuck, that shit's funny. That was back when what's his name? Jimmy Fallon was actually funny. No, but the Bee Gees, dude. Oh my gosh. The Barry Gibb talk show is one of the funniest things SNL has ever done. But anyway, back to Milo. So let's hear what he has to say right here.
Candace having the intimate purchase on him that she obviously feels and feels at a threat and at risk. Like I know I've stayed with her down in I've been there down with in Tennessee. We didn't get on. I have no reason to be nice about Candace. None. She tried to get me fired from Yeezy when she didn't know that I was doing. I was working in the bus's best interest.
Dude, who are these people? Like, so I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to hear Milo anymore. Like, I'm bored with it. Like, it's just dumb. So I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care. Like, he's like, I have no reason to like be nice to her. She tried to get me fired. It's like, okay, I don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't care. It's much kind of like it's Mean Girls is what a lot of the conservative influencer movement is it's Mean Girls. It's just a bunch of people that are so focused on their self and what they can get, and they get jealous of other people that get attention. So then it creates this drama and this infighting, and it's exhausting. It really is. Let's see. Little Jim's Halo says, Jay Fry ate some Somalia shit. Europe thinks they can censor America free speech. They'll FAFO soon. Texas can redistrict. Maybe no more birthrights. Grant says, glad you're on. Been waiting all day. Now I don't have to use my imagination. Love you, Big D. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the 5. Ronan says, I've been sick. Did you talk about Jake Tapper? I don't, but I do have that bookmarked. I'll see if I can find it. Sith Lord says, Tim Walz retard tax. So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Tim Walz very upset because he says Tim Walz says people are driving by his house calling him retarded. I'm not making that up, by the way. Tim Walz is having a tough time, everybody. We need to be nice to Tim Walz, okay? He's having a rough time, okay? People are driving by his house and they're calling him retarded. And I don't think that we should be endorsing that. This is, guys, we cannot do this anymore. So let's just be nicer to him, okay? Right here. Here we go.
Are you okay with the president calling our neighbors garbage? Are you okay with him referring to Minnesota as a hellhole, unfactually untrue? This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a little bothered by this. I'm going to be one of the brave MAGA people that are going to call this behavior out. We cannot allow people going to Tim Walz's house and calling him retarded. So I'm going to do something that I don't normally do on this channel. I'm about to expose 2 people that called Tim Walz a retard. You ready? I'm doing this. I'm calling these people out. If you recognize either one of these people, I need you to contact me on Twitter so we can expose them. Here we go.
Tim Walz is a big fat retard.
Go home. Leave me alone. I'm not retarded.
Wake up, retard, 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 retard. Wake up, retard, 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 retard. Tim.
Oh, man. You'll love to see it. We're in it for the memes, baby. Captain JP says, Jeremy, all you need is Dial Spring Water Body Wash. It's not that expensive, and it works wonders for my long, curly hair. I'll keep that in mind. I'm not looking to spend a bunch of money, but I'm going to have to do something different because it's bad. It's really bad. So, my mom, she was like, you look like you're like 55 years old. And that she's like, that don't even look like you. I'm like, what do you want me to do? She goes, you need to trim up your facial hair and you need to get a haircut. You need to get better product in your hair. And I'm like, that is literally everything I'm against. Everything I'm against. So, let's see here. Eric K says, Jeremy's, your hair looked like it got something about Mary treatment everywhere. Nandy says, screw the online chatter. Trump needs to up them deportation numbers, work on lowering housing, food, energy costs. Midterms will fall into place. I agree. Vault 95 says, Jeremy's going to show his side shave haircut. Daniel Moore says, Daniel Moore not being watched. Grindo Drum says, this is not a real football, Jeremy. Beardo obese. Daniel Moore says, told you about Candace. Do I have permission to react? Of course you do. Of course you do. Absolutely. Let's see. TJ says, a reaction circle jerk, if you will. Ronnie says, the ones who believe Candace are emotional rather than logical. In my opinion, she hasn't proven a single thing so far because she can't. Brian Stewart says, how much in super chats to get a salon wash stream? God. It'd have to break my record. That would have to make some, that would have to break my record. And that ain't happening. Daniel Moore says, next, the Joker's going to say JD Advanced isn't real. Too Tired says, I'm going to say this. If she really believes TPUSA was involved in Charlie Kirk's death at any level, she should not debate in person. It will be dangerous. Well, again, in isolation, I agree with that, but she asked for it. She asked for it. So that's the problem. Phil says, watch Candace versus Blair White. That's all you need to know about her debate skills. Did they debate? Candace debated that dude, Blair White? The tactician musician says, what? Wrestling isn't real? Next, you're going to say that Jeremy isn't gay. Blue Ass Scorpion says, I'm going to live stream your live stream of her live stream of their live stream. That's what I'm talking about. I respect that. Zwani says, Jeremy needs quality shampoo tax. Thank you. Hayden Wayne for 20 says, I called Tim Walz a retard 2 months ago repeatedly. It became almost a constant thing when he was brought up, and I stand by it. What a retard, an absolute retard. Hayden Wayne. The reason I'm letting my hair grow out right there, Hayden Wayne. He's the only reason. Where did I leave off? Z-Herb says, did you see the quartering was defending furries? It's Jover for him. Listen, if you're talking about Twitter, sometimes the quartering goes a little crazy on Twitter. But that's just part of the quartering's Twitter experience. So I have no idea though. CG says, I'll react to you reacting to her reacting. Was waiting for you to pull a dark helmet and say, everybody got that. Same Millennial says, you all should watch Liberty Lockdown's episode on this whole issue he put out yesterday. I think he's really genuine dude with great takes. Noted. Thank you, Same Millennial. Mad Frog says, was Shapiro right about Candace? Broken clock. Well, I mean, the Daily Wire hired Candace Owens and paid her millions of dollars. So maybe he eventually learned what she was about, but like she would have never gotten hired at the Daily Wire if Shapiro didn't sign off on it. So no. Little Jim Taylor says, Jeremy has 24 hours to give us Sweeney. Jay Hamilton says, yes, Candace, we get it. Adulting is hard. Z Herb says, her husband has important things happening from people overseas. Israel is overseas. Not suggesting anything, but he is rich. Jews like money. Bebop says, Jeremy is gayer than Milo now. Webhead Mike says, I'm going to stick with Candace being a smart woman with an open mind. So open her brain fell out. Dan Vicious on Rumble says, $5 to rock this. I can't click that link. I'll have to go to my other screen, but I'll check it out. The 1A train for $50. It says, Jeremy, you might love this. So I am from Wall's hometown. He is hated so much here. He couldn't carry his home county for Harris in 24. Trump won handily. He is loathed outside here in Minnesota. Unfortunately, Twin Cities controls state politics. Well, thank you, first of all, for the super chat and for the information. I've heard that actually, because I mean, right there, like the Twin Cities is like super, super blue, and it kind of offsets all of the red around it because of how many people populate that, you know, the Minneapolis, right? Is that what it is? So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, man, like I can't, like, who in their right mind would call themselves a Tim Walz fan? Who? It's crazy. No one would. Yeah, just like Illinois, just like New York, just like a lot of these places. Absolutely. Let's see here. Steven says, Candace doesn't believe what she says. She is controlled opposition. Her job is to make conspiracy theories seem crazy. Just what I think. Well, I mean, I heard, I won't take credit for this. I can't remember who said it. I've listened to a couple of episodes. I had them on in the background, so I can't remember who it was. Someone was speculating that that if you look at Turning Point and how influential Turning Point was for, you know, getting the Trump administration back in office and everything. And I'm not saying that Turning Point was like this. Turning Point played a role for sure. They did. Elon played a role. Many people played a role in getting Trump reelected. No more than Donald Trump, but he needed the help of people like Elon, and Turning Point had a huge, you know, piece of that. Scott Pressler had a huge piece with getting more voters registered and things like that. So it's like all of these people had a piece to the puzzle to get Trump elected. But with Turning Point controls a lot of the younger voters that are getting people, you know, more involved in the conservative movement. So someone had brought up that having a foreign entity pay for Candace to destroy Turning Point seems kind of viable. Now, as I've said many times, because the more that I'm told that I need to look here, I'm going to look somewhere else. And so I'm constantly being told that Israel bad. You should look into Israel. Israel controls all this. And at that point, I'm like, if that's the case, then you wouldn't be able to tell me this. If that's the case, then all of these people wouldn't be able to grow their channels and their followings off of saying this. So who's really out there pulling some strings? Who's out there trying to control narratives? And that's the real question out there, because Candace Owens literally has one of the biggest shows on YouTube, and she has not been banned of all the shit she's saying right now, including the anti-Israel stuff. She has gotten so popular over this shit. And if all the Israel stuff is true, then she would have been banned. Ian Carroll would have been banned. Elon Musk would not be able to let Nick Fuentes back on Twitter. They wouldn't be able to allow Nick Fuentes to be on Rumble. If all those things are true, it just doesn't add up. 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. So again, when the Rick and Morty crowd, which is what I claim the anti-Israel people are, they're as annoying as Rick and Morty fans. I've talked about that before. Back in the day when Rick and Morty was at its popularity, every fucking person that I've ever interacted with kept saying, "You haven't seen Rick and Morty?" And then they go, and I go, "No." And they're like, "Oh my God, you haven't seen Rick and Morty?" And they lose their fucking mind. And I'm like, the more you talk about Rick and Morty, the less I care about Rick and Morty. That's who the anti-Israel crowd is. The more you talk about how bad Israel is, the less I give a fuck. So anyway, so the more they talk about it, the more I'm going like, what's really going on? Well, who's really behind what's going on now? Because too many people are talking about this shit for this to be true. So anyway, that was your super chat took me down that rabbit hole. So thank you, whoever sent that. Brian Stewart says, learn basic hair care and end up with Tim Pool hair. Hayden Wayne for 20 says, Jeremy, can you pull my last 20 from YouTube or just StreamYard? Looks like it snuck. Let's see. Hang on. Looks like I snuck in by the censor for submitting the super chat, but YouTube AI quickly realized it and called Tim Walz a retard. Didn't like it. It's removed on YouTube. Okay, hang on just a minute. Can I pull up? I can't hear, but like, hang on. Let's go to fan funding. Is this it right here, Hayden? Hang on. Right there? This one? This 20? Right there. I called Tim Walz a retard 2 months ago. Repeatedly. It became a constant thing when he was brought up, and I stand by it. What a retard. Is this the one you're talking about? Hail to you, brother. That one? Okay. There it is. So that's the only access I have to it right there to show. But here, I'll heart it to let YouTube know that I really, really liked that one. I really, really did like that one. But thank you, Hayden. Let's see. Let me go back over here. Okay. Got too many chats pulled up. And I see you guys on Rumble. I see you on Kick. See everybody. It says both of them have been removed. Really? Hang on. Oh, it won't even pull it. Yeah, you see that? So I clicked on it and it won't pull it up. There it is. Huh. Now, well, will it pull any of these up? Okay, so it'll pull that one. But yours, it won't pull up. There's Nas's. So both of your 20s will not pull up. Wow. Holy crap. Yep. Both of your 20s will not pull up. But then the 50 right here pulls up. That's crazy, dude. That's absolutely insane. Ridiculous. Thank you, Hayden. I wasn't even aware of that because it showed up on my fan funding side, but that's it. CG says, always been neutral on TPUSA, but always respected Charlie. Used to like her, but seeing this, all respect is gone. She's a snake and a chameleon and nothing more. Yeah, I mean, I was never, I agree with this for the most part. I mean, I was never a Charlie Kirk guy. I was never a Turning Point person. I never really understood Turning Point or what it was. Even when I went to a couple of Turning Point events, I didn't really understand the level of Turning Point. But now I've learned so much about what Charlie Kirk created, and you can't help but respect the hell out of this guy and what he built. It really is exceptional. Ministry of Own Things says, we don't care about your midterms. PSYOP, period. She was always a Fed playing the long con, waiting for her chance to spring a Pied Piper up. Yep. Toddy says, watch Null KF. I don't know what that means. Narco says, Candace Owens is the... you talking about Kiwi Farms? Is that what you mean? Okay. Narco says, Candace Owens is a classic example of a woman who is pretty until she opens her mouth for the wrong reason. See, Gregory says, Tim possibly motivated to go after Candace because he wasn't invited to Amfest. Got to score points somehow. Gregory, I got that one. See, Narco says, what's worse, Netflix getting a monopoly or Saudi Arabia's PIF buying it out and having creative control over a massive portion of Western culture? The chat's just dead. There it is. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I don't have a good answer for you, Narco. I really don't. I really don't have a good answer for you. Hayden says, I always love to do some experimenting with YouTube bot censorship. Always try to learn more about how it works. Don't know how it snuck past the super chat censor, but it's funny that the bots removed it after it was posted. Yeah, and see, so that one pops up, but that one doesn't. So there you have it right there. Amazing. The 1A train says, Susan Rice is on the board of Netflix. The Obamas have a deal with Netflix. This is about the Obamas seeking more control over pop culture. Yes. Thank you. That was my point. Again, man, like I don't think it's specific to, I think it's literally almost all communities on the internet. A lot of people don't have perspective outside of what they are focused on. I try to have perspective outside of what I'm focused on. Ryan's really good about this too, but it's just like, just because I don't care about something doesn't mean that people don't. And you need to understand that people are, interested in X, Y, or Z. And if people are interested in that, do you know who's focusing on that? The fucking Democrats. Because the Democrats truly do not care about anything. They don't give a damn. But they do look at what people are gravitating to, and then they hijack it. People have to be aware of this shit, dude. This is what they do. So maybe you don't care about the entertainment world, but a lot of people do. Tim Walz is, in fact, a retard, and it got hit again. Look at that. I can't pull it up. It got hit again. Good old Hayden playing a dangerous game. Let's see here. Wizard Band says, I honestly hope Hollywood fails. If they fail because of bad business decisions and the theater experience is a monopoly experience, $20 movie, nope. And then Wizard Man says, I don't hear any Obama noise around Stranger Things. Must be selective kind of hate. Don't like Netflix myself, but they've made better stuff than WB. I mean, I have a lot of problems with the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things season 5. Prior to that, I'm very happy with the series, but I don't like the first 4 episodes of season 5. We'll see how it ends. But, Daniel Moore says, I sent you a great quote tweet to her. Please show. Where did you send it? CG says, forgive the seemingly stupid question, but how is the White House can use music like that? Is there copyright issues or is it considered fair use? So let me break down how the copyright and fair use works, because I've been doing this for a long time and I've had a lot of experience. So how it works on the internet is I have no fucking idea. I really have no idea, dude. Copyright and fair use is so wild that I have no idea. Like, some people get away with shit and some people don't. It's why I'm always reluctant to play certain things on stream, because I always get hit. So yeah, I really don't know. Like even for me, like I got my entire Twitter account taken down because of a DMCA claim from Naughty Dog. Fuck Naughty Dog, by the way. And so I don't know how it works. I really don't. Jeremy Wormy says, Jeremy, why is it that every time I turn this stream on, you look gayer? I think that you're projecting your own fantasies. And sorry, man. I like women. Women. River Miles says, Jeremy Osteen would not divulge the beliefs of others. That's right. Z-Herb says, I don't know what Barron sounds like, but I'd like to believe he sounds like the Don. Imagine an 8-foot giant talking like Trump. Z-Herb says, did you see Mayor Jacob Fry eat Somali food and his face looks like he's struggling? I did. Hayden Wayne, right there it is. At least I got it here. It's the only place I got it. I got it there, but that's it. Trump might block the Warner Brothers Netflix deal. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Flag Ninja says, more important issue than your hair. When are you going to grow your eyebrows out? Here's to 40 months of bigotry. Hail chat, hail mods, and hail the fig. Captain JP says, Charlie Kirk derangement syndrome attacks. Vault 95 says, Jeremy, other men are spending Saturday night. Wait, what other men are spending Saturday night with Jeremy? Well, I will say this. Hopefully Bama wins tomorrow, and I will be running a gaming stream tomorrow night, Vault 95, so that'll make you happy. What's football? Do you play it with your foot? W. Porter says, the next time Jeremy is late to a stream, it's just because of organized things. Chester says, Tim Walls taught me how to unscrew a Carby today. Check out the brand new air filter. Wasn't stolen by Somalians, so leave him alone. Daniel Moore says, Qatar has been paying her. Throat Goat says, Tim Walls more wee tall did than I am. Fantastic Knox says, Tim, I put tampons in my bag for my wife Walls. Project says, Vecna is on Epstein's list and files hell to pay. Over on Rumble, so Steve Estrada says, Tim Walls is a retarded, you know what? Gotta love Rumble. Mod Eric says, the R-rated Park Hoppin' stream, cussing was every few seconds. Yes, but that was on the main channel. It will not happen on the Park Hoppin' stream. Mod Eric says, Minnesota is the largest donor of Al-Shabaab terrorist organization in the world. People need to put them in Gitmo. All them sponsor terrorism. You should not have the right to live among us or anyone else. I agree. Let me see. You guys are talking about Jacob Fry. I do have that right here, I think. Hang on. I think I have that. Jacob Fry, that dude, he's the worst. But yeah, so this dude is like, let's just be clear. Jacob Fry puts a lot of disgusting stuff in his mouth, clearly. But even this was too much for him. Old boy is struggling, man. I mean, he is struggling.
Jacob Fry or Onaya? Jacob, eh?
Can I try?
Yes, try it. Mix it. Mix it. It's delicious.
What is that?
This is ambulo. What do you say? Ambulo. Mayorka Minneapolis waxa uu caawa ku casheynayaa ambulo waa culture-ka reer koonfur galbeed. Waa kana.
He is struggling, man. He is not. Oh my goodness, man. Like, what? How do you put yourself in this position? Like, how does this happen? My goodness, man. This is another angle of it right here. He's just, look at him. He is not enjoying this. He keeps moving it around on his plate. And they're all standing around him, like pressuring him. Oh, what a he absolutely deserves it. But yeah, man, that's cringe as hell to to watch that. It really is. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Wait, what? No way. What is this? Okay, I got to hear this. I know I said I don't care, but hang on. What does he say here?
I'm always a couple of days behind watching on the show because I've got stuff going on. But somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay. I think he was gay. And
Come on,
You know that you do know that I've criticized.
What? Like I'm sorry, Tim, but like, why would you even go there? Like to say something like that?
Oh, I'll tell you why.
No. The man's dead. You're calling now. You think he's
that's
gay.
when people can tell the truth.
Oh boy. Good Lord, man. But see, like, this is what I don't understand. The Tim Pool, and this is where the Tim Pool stuff bothers me. Tim Pool went on this rant the other night about people or about Candace Owens. Okay. He went on this big rant, like, oh, Candace is throwing all these damaging things out there. He brings Milo on to say even worse stuff on his own show. Of course, Milo was going to say that. And Tim doesn't mind because Tim gets the notoriety for it. So as long as Tim gets the notoriety for it, it's okay. But Candace going out there and doing her own show, oh, that's too far. That's too far. Daniel Morse is sending it on Twitter. Okay, I'll check it out. That's just ridiculous, man. So he actually said that Candace hates Charlie, and he kept saying it. Who, Milo said that? What a disaster. Again, this is why, like, I don't want anything to do with the conservative movement on social media and all that shit. I just don't. And I just got a notification from Netflix welcoming Warner Brothers to Netflix. That is an email from Netflix. What does that say? Yeah, right here. We recently announced that Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers, including its film and television studio, HBO Max and HBO. This unites our leading entertainment services, bringing franchises like Harry Potter, Friends, The Big Bang Theory, Game of Thrones, the DC Universe. Fucking hot. That's crazy. So it's official? Like, is it actually official? There's no way this is official. There's no way. There's got to be so much more approval to go through. Maybe this is them trying to leverage. Maybe. I think this is them posturing. I think that's what it is. What is this? I haven't heard this. Legendary mic drop from JD Vance. Legendary mic drop from JD Vance. Oh, I can't hear that. I got a message, Eric, about this. Like, his uploads, the volume is so incredibly terrible. So why are you pushing out policies that hurt immigrants? Let's hear what Vance has to say.
Not even solving the problems. These policies
answered all 9 of your questions in less than 15 minutes. Then we can keep on going.
Let me see if I can find another clip of this. So, because that is way too low. I can barely even hear it. I know you guys can't. And my volume boost doesn't work on StreamYards. So, there. Yeah, I can't. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else's. Can't hear shit. Yeah, I could barely even hear it myself. It's an older clip. Is it really? Is that an older clip? I've never heard it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So it must be an older clip. I would doubt that he would post an older clip, though. Oh, he says this was a legendary mic drop. Okay, so I do remember that one now. I do remember that now. This was a legendary mic drop. He's got to boost the volume on some of his clips. He does it, by the way. This is one of the best follows on Twitter, by the way. If you want to stay up to on news, Follow him. He is one of the best follows on Twitter. He is fantastic. This dude keeps up with news at a level that few people do keep up with it. He's great. Brian Bailey says that you don't even show up for F&T. Calm down. I don't know what that means. What do you mean? I was on F&T the last 2 weeks, but I couldn't make it today. Okay, well, I think we're going to call it there. That's a 2-hour mark right there, ladies and gentlemen. So I got football tomorrow, and then if Alabama wins, I'm going to do a gaming stream. If they don't, I'm not guaranteeing I'm streaming after the game. All right, so if Alabama wins, I'll do a gaming stream on D-Day Cobra Gaming. But I'm not guaranteeing it if we lose. So if we win, I'll be live. So Mo Monty says, great stream as always, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nips Litter says, I'm sorry, Jeremy. I have serious mental issues. That's okay. So do I, man. I'm from Alabama. My parents are brother and sister. I got a ton of problems as well. So it's all good. So what? No pigtails, says John freaking Murdoch. Let's get the game over with first, John. Let's get the game over with first. Then we will see what happens, okay? And Alabama's going to win anyway, so it's all good, all right? But I really appreciate it. Kate dropped a 50 to start us out tonight, and she requested Sabaton, so that's exactly what we're going to end with tonight. You guys have a good evening. Narcos says, CobraCast, the Bama Dogs game. I can't, man. I take my football way too seriously. I take my football way too seriously. Eric says that, Jeremy, you suck, but at least you swallow. That's a really projecting there, aren't you there, Eric? All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Roll Tide. Have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.
Time to rule at last. 15 years held up
Well, I'm still here. All right. Good night, everybody.